Hello, good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Leave a Love the channel. And here I always do things for protection. I do the return to senders. Return to senders. Can you see? I don't have my stand. The return to senders. I'm gonna have to move the angle. So I switched the angle so you can see the return of senders. The return of senders is part of my daily routine. Part of my daily routine. I do them. I do return to senders for the purpose of returning energy back to wherever it's coming from. Wherever it's coming from, it's like, you know what? I don't accept this energy. I don't want this energy around me. And then it's like, you can't see it. You can't prove it. And then it's like they're doing it, but they're doing it. And I'm just like, okay. And then it's people from different places. So this is crazy. This is crazy. I didn't even want to talk about it when the kids are up because I don't even want them to hear. Like, I received a check from child support. And I'm like, how? How did I get a check from child support? I was like, this dude don't never pay. It's over 80,000, 80K. Just say 80K. So I'm like, what the fuck happened? But I know it's 80K, so I'm thinking, oh, it's thousands or whatever, but it's not. It's $23. I'm like, how is $23? Like, why is he paying $23 when he owes like 80K? So, and then I go online and I check online, and then they changed the whole formatting system for the child support, ny.gov. They changed it. So I'm like, what the fuck is happening? Whatever. But I just checked it out. I just wanted to see like what the hell was going on. So he changed it. It was 80K that he owed. So he must have modified the order. So I'm like, why would he modify the order? Why would he go to court? Because he's so fucking dumb. Why would he go to court and modify the order? He modified the order and they took off 6K. So he owes 74K now. And I'm like, okay. So it's 74K. But I'm like, he would never do this on his own. My intuition. My intuition tells me because this person was my first husband. This was when I was in my 20s. My 20s. And this man was so like all he spoke was Spanish, but it's like he's born here, but all he spoke was Spanish. He acts like he's dumb or he doesn't understand, but he understands, But that's his game. That's how he play. And then he's ignorant. He's ignorant, and he's dark skinned. He's dark. He's a black Dominican, but he's Dominican. He's just dark skinned. He's darker than me, darker. He's brown. Like he's not light skinned. He's Dominican, a dark skinned Dominican. I was married for 10 years. Oh my God, that was the worst marriage of my life. I never married again. I never had more children. I was like, oh my God, like this is the fucking worst. I filed for divorce in 2009. I filed for child support in 2009. It took 4 years to get divorced. Wasn't divorced until 2013. He tried to take the kids from me. He tried to take them from me. Like because he didn't want to pay child support. So he tried to take the kids from me. He tried to brainwash them. Like he would put things in their head. Like I never felt the kids were safe when they were with him. You know, I'm married to him, and then he's with somebody else. All I remember about this girl is that she's 11 years younger than me, and she's not attractive. She has a big hairy mole, like hair grows out of the mole. Like I got a mole, I don't have no hair growing out of my mole. I'm like, ooh, okay, it is right by her mouth or whatever. It's on her face, and then her mother got it too. Those are witches. Those are witches. But whatever, there's all different kind of witches. You have your kitchen witch. You have a good witch. You have your dark magic witches. You have witches. everyone is a witch. You could be born into a witch, like, they teach you, or you just become a witch. You become a kitchen witch. You become, a dark witch. Like this girl is a dark witch, and her mother is a dark witch, and that's how she got him. You know, because they had a daughter, and the whole time when they had the daughter, we still married though. And then it's like the divorce just took so long to come to pass. But it was like when she had her child, it's like I already had my children, and then it's like, and then I'm still married. So and then what do you call those kids? Like you done stole somebody's husband. You had a baby with them, but I was like, that baby not yours. Whatever. And then he had another baby. I was like, that baby's not yours. I always told him that. I was like, that baby is not yours. I was like, a hoe is a hoe. I was like, a hoe will do anything to trap your ass. I was like, you better hope that fucking baby is yours. Whatever. And he was like, oh, she's having my baby. I was like, but I have your baby. I have two. And he's like, oh, but I have family. My family will help me. But then he turned the whole family against me. So like no one in my family speaks to me. Like we are not cool. We are not cool. And it's always some shit. So it was just I just had to let that part of my life just leave, like die out. I never remarried. I never had more children. I was like, I'm not going through this again. I was like, you have a baby and you think I thought I was going to be married forever, and it just didn't work out that way. And then I ended up a single mother because he chose a little girl over me. I think she was 16. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. I was like, she is a little girl. I was like, she can't do nothing for you. But whatever, that's what he chose. He chose that. That's what he chose. He chose to leave and walk away and left everything on me. Everything was on me. I paid all the bills. I did everything by myself for years. I gave him the car. I gave him everything. Like, just take it. Fucking leave, yo. Like, leave. Get the fuck out of here. It's all right. I will be all right. And I was all right. I was always doing my witchy stuff. And he would always call me a witch, but I was doing cleansings. I was always doing cleansings, and I was doing stuff with herbs, and I would have my shit all laid out. All laid out. He's like, oh, you a witch. I was like, yeah, but I'm not a bad witch. I'm a good witch. I was like, I'll help you. I'll cleanse you. And he was always asking me questions, and it was always about black magic because he was always around people doing black magic. And the little girl does black magic, and the mother does black magic. Like they all do black magic. I was like, and then he would do black magic on the kids, and he was always doing black magic on me. And his girl was always doing black magic on me, mad at me, jealous of me. And I'm like, yo, I'm a grown. I am grown. And I hated this shit, sending the kids over there every weekend. I was like, and then he wouldn't let me talk to them on the phone. So I had to get my kids their own phone. At 5 years old, my kids had their own phone because the father didn't want to speak to me on the phone. And I'm like, but you have the kids, you have to speak to me. He didn't want to speak to me. So I was like, I let the kids get their own phone. And then they get their own phone, and then he takes the phone when they're there with him. And I'm just like, oh my God, please, God, like, don't let nothing happen to my kids. Don't let this man do anything to my kids. Don't let this other person do anything to my kids. She was still their jewelry. She was still their clothes. Whenever he did anything for his kids, he would give it to their kids. I have a son. My son is his only son. All he has is girls. And they don't even look like him. I'm just like, but that's what you chose. You chose that. You chose to leave your family and your children and your son that you're supposed to teach. But you know what? I'm glad that I raised him to be a good man. And he's nothing like his father. And I raised a good man. I raised a good man that cares about women He cares, and he would never, whatever, everything that I went through, he was like, he would never do that to his woman. Never. So he's a good man. Whatever woman he chooses, whoever he chooses, is lucky. You fucking lucky to be with a man like that. A man like my son. But this dude. And then the child support. He doesn't pay it. It has been years. Years. So I'm like, what the fuck happened? So he must be going to court with this girl. And I'm like, I remember when I saw them last, she was like, oh, um, what the fuck she said? She said, I'm his karma. I was like, okay. She's like, I'm his karma. She's like, she's gonna make his life a living hell. She's gonna do the worst shit to him. She's gonna whatever. I was like, you keep him. I was like, it's all right. I let that go a long time ago. I was like, you do what you gotta do. I was like, it's all right. He was always lying. He was always cheating. The car, I gave him the car, and then he says, I threw paint on my own car. I was like, how the fuck I'm gonna throw paint on my own car? A Nissan Altima. Why would I throw paint on my car and I have to pay for it? Like, that doesn't make any sense. He's fucking around with other people, and they threw paint on the car and found out he fucking with somebody else, and they threw paint on the car. But then he says it's me. He stole the red wedding bands. He took those to give it to another girl, and he didn't give it to the one he got the baby with. He gave it to the other girl. He must have took the rings back from her. She got mad and threw paint on the car. I'm just like, it's just so toxic, so ghetto. It's so much like, oh my God, I'm happy to be away from all that hot mess. My name was Reyes, Paulina B. Reyes. It took 4 years to go back to Garcia. And I will always say, my name is Garcia. But I couldn't use it because I was legally married. I was legally married. So I would be like, it's Garcia. I no longer use Reyes. It's Garcia. But I couldn't change my name because I was still married. I was like, he just made everything so hard. I had to go to the police station every weekend because he didn't want to come and pick them up from here. He wanted me to go to the police station every weekend. Every weekend. Every time I go to court, it always goes in his favor. So it's like they doing shit in the courthouse, and they always favored him. They would never listen to me or whatever I was going through. They would never listen. They would never help me. And I was always dealing with the fucking courthouse. I was always dealing with the Bronx. And they never helped me. The courts never helped me. So it's just surprising to me to get something from child support. I'm like, what? Like, what the fuck happened? What the fuck happened? So I go and check online, and he modified the order. That's what you call it. Like, when you want to change the order, you want to change it. It's called a modification. That's what they call it in the courthouse. They'll modify the payments that you're supposed to pay. He doesn't pay it, and he doesn't pay it. I laugh at it because it's like my daughter's 22, my son is 21 in college. My daughter is training to be a professional right now. I done did everything. They already big. They don't need it. I did everything. I still do everything. But whatever. $23. I was like, let me go buy my candles, my candles and stuff like that, and buy some salami or whatever. Yeah. But I'm just like, oh, he must be fighting with this girl. They must be fighting in the courthouse. So I'm like, oh, he can't come here. He cannot come to this place. He cannot be like, oh, I need help. And then he texts my daughter like, oh, she put me under but I told him she was a witch, and he didn't believe me. He said that I was the witch. I was like, I'm a witch, but I'm not bad. But she was bad. She was evil. She was doing love spells. She was doing traps. She was putting stuff in his food, and he was eating it. He was eating it, and I'm like, oh, that's. I was like, you know what? You can keep him. Keep him. I don't want him. I don't want him back. You can keep him. And she kept him. She kept him. She had more babies. I don't even know if the babies are his. That's the whole thing. But that's not my problem. That's not my problem. My two kids is my problem. And I raised them, and I raised them right. They know better. They know this shit. They're like, oh my God, do you believe? Do you know? Oh, for real? They know this shit. And it's just like, it's just a conversation. I didn't want to talk about it when they were awake because it was a traumatizing event. It was more than 10 years ago. It was when I was in my 20s. Oh my God. My divorce was granted in 2013, February 27th, 2013. I'll never forget the day my divorce was granted. And I filed it in 2009, and it took so long because he was fighting me for everything. He was fighting me for my pension. He was fighting me for the children. He was fighting me for everything. Everything I had, he wanted it. I was like, this motherfucker. I never remarried. I never had more children because I didn't want to be alone. I was like, I have my children and I expected to be married forever with who I was with. And it didn't happen that way. So I was like, I'm not having no more babies and be by myself. I'm not going to be a single mother again. I'm sorry, New York City. And it's mad early. Like, what time is it? It's 6:02. Yeah, that's the Bronx. It's 6:02 in the morning. And that's how it sounds. But that's why I never had more children. I never got into another relationship. I'm like, like they're gonna leave or they're not gonna stay. Like I didn't trust them. And then they was playing in black magic. And then it's like everybody ever since been playing in black magic. Everybody that I meet is playing in black magic. And I'm just like, oh my God, like they all the fucking same. Everybody is the same. And I'm like, why? I don't know. I was like, I'd rather just be by myself. I was like, I don't even want to fuck around because it's like these people out here, they're just nasty and then they're sick. And then it's like, I have everything. So it's like they just want to attach or want me to take care of them. I'm like, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. You have your own shit. Nobody got their shit together. So it's like, I'm not wasting my time trying. It's like, you know what? I'm good. I am good. It's like I need someone that is not the same. Everybody's the same. And it's just like, oh my God. And the child support. I don't know what goes on in child support. Me and him, we do not speak. Rodolfo Reyes. We do not speak. We are not friends. He has no communication with his own children. We're not cool. We will never be cool. This man put me through hell. He put me through hell. But I know whoever he's with is gonna put him through worse. All the shit he put me through, the girl he's with is gonna put him through worse things. Because she was there when he was doing all that shit to me. She was there. And she's gonna sit there and make his life a living hell. And she said that shit. She said that shit. That he does anything wrong or anything. She's like, she's gonna make his life a living hell. And them kids is not his kids. But he takes care of them like they're his kids. He brown, he black. He's a black Dominican. And he made a baby that got blonde hair and green eyes. I'm like, that is not your baby. That's not your baby. He's like, oh, that's my baby. Like, that's not your baby. But he swore that's his baby. I'm like, yeah. You gotta let them, you want to be happy. Oh, you just jealous. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm like, yo, you don't look at this child. I was like, whatever. I just stopped trying to help. I just stopped saying anything. I just stopped. I'm like, you know what? That's what he chose. That's what he chose. And he could stay there. Whatever she do, whatever this woman does to him, he deserves it. He deserves it. And it's like, and it's satisfying. Like the bad shit that happens, it's like, so now he need help. Now he need help. She taking him to court. She doing all this shit to him. I'm not helping. I'm not helping. I am not helping. Like he put me through fucking hell. I'm just like, oh my god, like all the stuff that he could be going through. He took everything from me. He took everything from me, and he made my life hard. Playing in black magic every fucking day. I'm married. Then he had a baby on me while I'm married to his stupid ass. I'm just like, oh my god. So the girl's parents must have forced him to be with her or something. Because he was like, I have to be with her. Like, I have to be with her. And I'm like, why do you don't have to be with anybody? You got to be here to take care of these kids. He's like, I have to be there for her. And I'm just like, no, you don't. But he chose, he chose to be there for her and take care of her and be. And I was just like, it's all right. And I raised my kids as a single mother. And it's all right. I never had more children. I never remarried. You could have said I had a little bullshit thing, but it never existed. But I never remarried. I never had more children because I was like, I'm not going through this again. I'm not doing this again. But whatever. But I know that she's dragging him in court now. She's dragging him in court now, and she's doing the most. I don't care what happens. I don't care what they do. But all I know is that baby not his. I was like, you dark, you black, you dark skin, you darker than me. I look tan, I look brown now because it's the summer. He's a brown skinned man, brown skin. I'm like, and my children are light skinned, but they look like him. They look just like him. I'm like, oh my god, I can't even. They look just like him, and whatever. But they're light skinned and they're smart and they're educated and they're like their mom. They're a little spicy too, so you know. But it's all right. It's like I have to connect the dots because we're not in communication. So I have to figure shit out. Like, oh, she's fighting him. She's taking him to child support court because they have kids together. They claim. But it's like I don't know their relationship. I don't know how they are with each other. She would copy me. Whenever I would do my hair blonde, she would do her hair blonde. Whenever I would do anything, she would go and copy it. She would take everything from the kids. She would take the jewelry. You do magic. You do shit with the kids' jewelry. Like I don't know what she wanted to do with my kids. And it was like they was going through so many things, but it was all spiritual. And then all I could do was just pray. And I would want him to be there for them. He was just never there. He didn't care. He would laugh. He would laugh at the things that I was going through with my children. Laugh that I had to go to the police station. But I had to go to the police station because he wanted to go to the police station. That's why I had to go to the police station. He could have just came downstairs. Like you did not have to come in my place. You could have came down. I would have brought them downstairs. But no, you want to be an asshole and pick them up from the police station. I'm like, it's fine. The holidays came. I'm in the police station with the kids every weekend. I had to go to the police station with my kids so that he could pick them up. That was my weekend. I couldn't date. How I'm gonna explain this shit? I just stayed by myself. I stayed by myself because it was fucking hell. It was embarrassing. It was embarrassing. I'm trying to move forward in my life and live my life and take care of my kids. And I got this man just sitting here doing all this other stuff. And I'm just like, I fucking hated it. Going to court. I was always in court. Always. I stopped going to court. I was like, fuck this money. I was like, I don't even fucking care. I was like, he could drop dead. I was like, it's easier to say he fucking died than try to explain all the hot mess that he put me through. I say he died. Oh, he died. He died a long time ago. He died a long time ago. Because it's just easier to say. I was married 10 years to this asshole. Asshole. He's a liar. He's a cheater. He's a thief. He's a manipulator. He don't have nothing. He has nothing. I gave him everything to leave. Take it and leave. The girl he with, like, take him. Keep him. You know, keep him. But all he ever did was talk about me. I'm like, because I had everything. Because I had everything. And I'm just like, it's so far. And I don't even think about this man ever. Never think about this man. Only reason I think about this hot mess is because I get a letter from child support. And I'm like, what? I didn't go to court. I didn't go to court. I didn't file no papers. He filed papers. He filed a modification order. I'm like, but he doesn't pay it anyway. Why would he file a modification order? And I was like, oh, he must be having to go to court with whoever he with. She was trying to get him for child support. So now he's trying to explain, I already paid child support, but you don't pay it. So he modified it. He modified it because I got a check, $23 check in the mail, and he owed 80,000. 80,000. And then he changed it. He modified it and changed it so that they took off 6,000. So I'm like, 6K. He hasn't paid it since 2020. 2020. I think they seized his bank account. They did so much stuff. It's a hot mess. I'm just so glad not to be a part of this shit. Not to be a part of this shit. This person, whatever he's going through, I will never help him. I will never look out for him. He lied. He's a fucking liar. He's a cheater. He is, no, we will never be friends. Never. He turned everyone against me. He turned everyone against me because he's mad or he's jealous. I don't want to be with him. He got somebody though. He got this little girl that he got her pregnant and he got to stay with her. I was like, that's not my problem. That is not my problem. Everything that's mine is mine. And I gave him whatever I gave him, like take it and leave. Like take it and leave. I will never bother you. I will never ask you for shit. Go away. Go away. That's all I ever wanted. For this man to go away and disappear out of my life. Whatever. I just had to talk about it because, we all go through things and you meet people in life. I was young in my 20s, but I was always spiritual, but I knew that not to do things to hurt other people. You don't do love spells. You don't do spells. Like I didn't want this man. I did not want him back in my life. I did not. I let him go. Like you fucking leave and go. I had a divorce party. I was so happy to be rid of this man. I was so happy. I threw a party. I had strippers. I had a cake, and the cake had penises all over the cake. I had goodie bags, and the goodie bags had penises. Everything was penis. I was in my 20s. I was in my 20s. I divorced him, and I went to Disneyland. I went to Disneyland like a fucking kid. I went to Disneyland and I took my kids. I was like, we going to Disneyland. We going to Disneyland. He was supposed to take us. He never took us nowhere. Never took us nowhere. He never did anything for us. I was so glad to be rid of him. I went to fucking Disneyland. I was so happy. I went with my best friend at the time. We're not friends no more. But it was still nice. And I stayed in a villa in Kissimmee, Florida. And we was in Disney for like 3 days. 3 days just hanging out. We had a pool it was just nice. I had a nice time. I had a nice time not thinking about none of this shit. And now I get this letter from child support. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, why? Why am I getting a letter? Why am I? And it looked like a check though. I'm like, he's in court. I'm like, he's in court. I was like, I don't got nothing to do with this man. I don't got nothing. We are not friends. We are not acquaintances. I don't want nothing to do with him. He's going through karma. And I know whoever he with is putting him through karma. I'm not helping. I'm not helping. I'm not gonna be there for you. I'm not gonna help you. That's your karma. That's what you chose. You chose that. You chose that. That's not my problem. Whatever this woman does to him, that's not my problem. He could go to my family. Who all the people he turned against me, go to them. You know? We will never be friends. And I know he going through I know he going through hell. This woman gonna put him through hell. She is young. She not, whatever. She's a witch. She's a witch. And her mother is a witch too. But that's who he wanted to be with. That's who he chose. And I'm like, I'll stay away. All I would do was pray they didn't do nothing to my children. That's all I could do. And it came to the point he stopped picking the kids up. He didn't pick them up. He didn't celebrate their birthday. He wasn't there. He was never there for them. Their graduation, he wasn't there. So it's like they asked me, I don't want him at my graduation. I was like, all right, it's just gonna be me. And they was like, it's okay. And he just stopped being around them, stopped being a dad. He was never a father. He never took care of them. He doesn't know anything about them. But that's life, you know? You move forward from this shit. Like, I am not a part of none of the hot mess this man is going through. I know his life is falling apart and all the shit is happening to him. And I see this shit. And she told me, she was like, I'm his karma. Back then, I didn't even know karma. I didn't even know about karma. But she's like, I'm going to be his karma. She said that to me. I'm his karma. Everything he did to you, she's like, I'm going to make him pay for it. I was like, okay. I was like, okay. And I never got involved in their mess, in their relation. I just left them alone. I was like, and they would do all this stuff to my kids. All I would do was pray my kids are all right. Pray that they're okay. I was happy when he didn't show up and when he stopped being around them. I was just so happy to be rid of him. But it hurt the kids, you know. But I was like, it's life. It's not life. It's like it's just not supposed to be this way. And it's like when people play in magic and they want to control your life, manipulate your life, they want to do things. It's just like they make everything harder than what it has to be. And it's like life is not hard. It's that you meet people in life that sit there and they just want to fuck with you. They want to ruin your life. And I'm just like, I'm just so glad to be away from all the hot mess. So it's family, okay? Family. It's the ex-husband. It's the job. It's all the stuff, and it's like everybody does this shit, and then it's all around. Wherever I go, it's all around. Every man is always the fucking same, and I'm just like, oh my god, I don't want none of y'all. It's like, ew, ew, no, no. Like, no, you don't even want them. Like, I don't know. It's just like, I'm not wasting my time. I'm not taking care of no man. I'm not taking care of no man. I'm no grown man. No. You have to have your own stuff. Like, don't come to me looking for me to take care of you. No, that will never work. And I don't know. I just wanted to talk about it. The child support, because the child support I listened to readings and I just couldn't believe that I got something from child support. I was like, oh, like I would hear it. They was always talking about child support. And I was like, that's not me. I'm not dealing with none of those kind of problems. I'm not dealing with no child support issues. But I'm like, oh, he's fighting with the young girl. That's not my problem. That's not my problem. That's not my problem. I'm just so glad to be free. Oh my God, to be free, to be free from all the hot mess. It's just like a blessing. It's a blessing to be free. It's a blessing. The kids are older. They don't fucking care. They don't care. They were like, this man was to ever pop up here and act as, and he need help. They don't want him here. They don't even want him here. I was like, good, because I don't want to help. I was like, whatever they're going through, that's not my issue. And I'm not helping because I know she gonna put him through hell. She said that. She said it to me and I never saw her again. Never saw her again. And then shortly after he stopped seeing the kids and I was just like, he stopped dropping the kids off. So I stopped taking them to the police station. Like I didn't have to take them anymore. And he just stopped picking them up. He didn't pick them up anymore. And I was just like, it's okay. It's okay. Leave with love. I know I'm talking about this. This is like a personal issue, but it's personal. But it's like, it's for something because it's like something's gonna happen. He's gonna try to do something. And then and I was married to him and he got this girl pregnant and he left me and my two kids to go be with this young girl because he got her pregnant. And then the parents forced him to be with her because he got her pregnant. But I was like, if that baby is your baby, he's like, that's my baby. Oh, I gotta take care of her. I was like, then go take care of her. He was like, you got yourself. You got a good job. That's what he said. You got a good job. You got your family. You will be all right. That's what he said. You will be all right. And he made me a single mother. And I was just like, it's all right. Life is like you gotta grow, heal, evolve, overcome all this shit, and you gotta be all right with it. We're not friends. We're not friends on Facebook. We're not friends in real life. We don't have the same friends. We will never be friends. It's like, it's a part of life. It happened. I wish it didn't happen, but it happened and I learned and I healed from everything. I don't cry. I don't cry about this shit. I used to cry, but now I don't cry about it. Like now I can talk about it and I don't cry. I laugh. I laugh at this shit because I'm just like karma, karma. This girl is his karma. That song, Be Careful. Karma is who you end up with. Yeah. Who we end up with is his karma. But whatever happens, it's not my issue, not my problem. And I'm just shocked to get something from court, but then now you got to piece it together. Like what the fuck? Like why would he modify the order on his own? Like he's not gonna modify it on his own. The only reason he would go to court is because somebody's taking him to court. That's the only reason he would go to court. I was like, so this girl must be taking him to court, and she's trying to get his money. I was like, he doesn't pay the child support he owes. It's 80,000, modified it to 74,000. And then if I get a $23 check, what does she get? I don't know. I don't know what she would get. But I know she's trying to get his money. But then he works off the books. So whatever money he does get, he acts like he doesn't have. There's no record of it because he works off the books. That's the street mentality. So whatever. It's not my problem. It is not my problem. I'm not helping. I'm not helping. I am not helping. Don't ask me. And I know you watching. I know you watching because it's like he will always complain about me being online. Always complain about me doing my socials because I was always on social media. He was always complaining. It was like he was just like ignorant, like real ignorant. Like, ugh, I'm just like, oh my god. It was like a relief for him to be gone. It was like I was free, like I didn't have to deal with his shit. I was just like, I was happy to be rid of him. But what made it hard was having to deal with him dealing with the kids and not being there for the kids, and then the kids having to go through things because they wanted him there and he wasn't there. My son don't care, but my daughter cared. My daughter tried for many years for him to be a part of her life, and he always was a piece of shit. Always was a piece of shit. I never talked bad about him. I was like, you won't see how this man is. And they always blame me for him not being there. And then I'm like, time passes. They was always mad at me because he wasn't there. But and then when time passes, they got to see he didn't want to be there. That's why he wasn't there, because he didn't want to be there. You can't make a man be there if he don't want to be there. You can't make a man be there. You can't make a man be a father. They don't want to be a father. They're not going to be a father. So it's like, I had to let them see for themselves. So I never talked bad about him. I never, I was like, you're going to see this shit. You're going to see when you get older. And I was like, a lot of time is going to pass. I was like, now you 22 and now you see it. Now you see this shit for what it is. And they're like, oh, hell no. It's like, don't help him. I was like, I'm not going to help him. I was like, you all fucked up. You all fucked up right now. And I was like, I'm not going to help him. That's dead. That's not gonna happen. It's like we are not friends. We are not friends, and he knows that. And he's kind of scared of me because I'm aggressive and I'm angry and I'm loud and I'm this and I'm that and I'm disrespectful and I'm a fucking. I'm not nice. When you rub me the wrong way, I'm not nice, and he know that, and so he's a little scared. But it's you know whatever. It's like I'm going to defend myself. You can't come here. Period. Period. Punto. Fin. Final. You can't come here. But I know, I just wanted to talk about it. I guess I just wanted to let that out because I know he's watching. So it's like, I want him to see you can't come here. And I got the papers from court. I got the $23 check. I got it. So I know that you're going to court with your girl, with your wife, whatever she is to you, and she's trying to get you for everything. I was like, let her get you for everything because you tried to take everything from me, even the kids. And I'm just like, this motherfucker. I was like, let her drag him through hell. Let her give him hell. Let her give it to him. I want her to give him fucking hell. He deserves everything that she does to him. Everything that happens, he deserves it. And I'm happy. That's karma. Leave love. Bye.